Cryptoslo with more crypto gains. What's going on, guys? Bitcoin 8,000, man. I tell you what, it's pretty exciting times. It kind of cracks me up how, just a couple of weeks ago, like, nobody's talking about Bitcoin, and then like it goes up a little bit, and all of a sudden everyone's Bitcoin crazy. Bitcoin smashes 7K. Bitcoin smashes 8K. Yeah, it's just funny. And then everyone becomes the expert again. But yeah, that's the mainstream media outlets. It just totally cracks me up because the rest of us have been out here with our boots on, grinding away for freaking through the crypto winter, and they just wait for the big price jumps, and then, all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, Bitcoin's so great. The title of today's video, though, is Don't Forget ETH. It's an OG, and we don't talk about it much. So, ETH really was ahead of its time, when it came out originally, from the sense of being programmable. The feedback I've always gotten from a lot of devs is that Solidity is not necessarily the greatest language, for programming, but but alas, it is what it is, and during the last bull run, ETH wasn't doing anything, and then it was just like shaboom, and it blasted off. It got up there, and all, basically ETH ended up being the primary token generation system. This is before we had all these cryptos that you can generate tokens on, like Raven. You can generate tokens on. There's Digibyte's even going to be able to Digi Assets are going to be able to generate tokens. So Tron, you can make your own token. Like I have the Cryptoslo token. So, ETH was around to issue these ERC20 tokens, and basically it was the primary money generation venue for a lot of the ICOs, and which we know 90% plus of these ICOs failed, and a lot of it had to do with all these companies had these great ideas and marketing plans, and everyone figured out that during the bull run, all they had to do was slap on a sweet website and a cool video, and they could raise 10, 50, $100 million. And then they weren't legally responsible for following through on any of it. So, and I remember during the bull run, it was like, ETH's not doing anything, and it just kept going, and then it just wouldn't do anything, and then it kept going, and so all these ERC20 tokens. The funny thing was, though, is a lot of the tokens wanted to be moved away from token status, because any coin that's created on another coin's blockchain typically would be called a token. And then they wanted to move to their own main chain, main net, as they called it, similar to what Tron did. But, something to think about if you don't have Ethereum in your bags is, it's really not, I'm not telling you to buy it, but I'm just saying that in perspective to Bitcoin, it's really not that expensive right now. It's not too bad at $200. It wouldn't hurt to pick up a couple, and I'm just saying. So, and there has been improvements in ETH's technology from the standpoint, they do have a large dev community, very large, and I know there was that whole debacle too on the rollback on ETH when someone trapped ETH, and you have ETH, Ethereum Classic, but yeah, so that is today's thought. If you don't have a little ETH in your bag, you might want to consider putting some in there, because moving forward into the future, ETH has always been the crypto of choice for financial, raising financials. It could be, it could be loans, it could be it could be IPOs, but using Ethereum. You never know. It could make a comeback where companies like, stock ticker type companies would use Ethereum as IPOs and make their own tokens. So it'll definitely be interesting to see what it does, but don't forget about it. It's there. It definitely still has an active community of developers, and I know they have a roadmap for some big plans. So anyways, this is Cryptoslo. If you're not talking gains, then we're not talking. Have a great day.